Hello and welcome to Sports Today. I am Gargi Raut. Well, now we are looking at a lot of major developments from BCCI when it comes to overseas players or the venues or the media rights, sponsorships. A lot has been happening in BCCI, and now BCCI Apex Council meeting will be has been announced actually, and their agendas as well. The time the meeting will be held on July 7th, 2023, but the venue will be informed soon. But this is the notice that BCCI gave out, and it said that notice is hereby given that the 19th Apex Council meeting of the Board of Cricket Control in India will be held on 7th July 2023. Time and venue of the meeting will be informed in due course. To look at what the agenda of the meeting will be, this is a meeting that will consist of a lot of different topics under the umbrella of the BCCI, and a lot has been going on when it comes to the women's head coach or who the new chief selector will be. Both of these positions have been empty or vacant for a long time, especially when it comes to the women's head coach. The women's team, which is led by Harmanpreet Kaur, has been without a head coach for almost 2 years now, which is a shame for the Indian women's cricket team because we have been scaling new heights, and it is important for a team like India at this point to have a head coach. And when we look at the agenda of the meeting, something about the confirmation of minutes will be talked about, and then a ratification of resolution will be passed after all the decisions will be taken. Again, there will be a discussion of policy for retired players for participation in overseas T20 leagues. Now, this is something that has been talked about a lot because BCCI does not allow its players to participate in overseas leagues. Only players who have retired from all forms of cricket in India, when it comes to domestic, IPL and international, only then can you go and play overseas cricket. But now some kind of change will be seen in this policy, I believe, because they will be talking about it in detail, and maybe it could happen that players that are playing might be allowed to go overseas, go for overseas franchise cricket. We don't know that yet, but this is a topic that will be talked about in the meeting. There is also a huge development when it comes to cricket's participation in the Asian Games. So far we were talking about women's cricket's participation in the Asian Games because ACC, the Asian Cricket Council, is also in talks with the Asian Games Committee for including cricket in the Asian Games when it comes to women's cricket. But now BCCI is also in talks for the participation of both men and women's teams in the Asian Games. Playing conditions for the Syed Mushtaq Ali T20 tournament will be discussed. Syed Mushtaq Ali T20, the India's domestic T20 league, which had introduced the idea of an impact player, which was now used in the IPL, will be talked of. Maybe it is that the rule is scrapped off. Maybe there will be new changes in the tournament or in the rule. We don't know yet, but this is something that will also be talked about. There will be an update on sponsorship, byju's and media rights for BCCI. We're not sure what exactly this means when BCCI mentioned byju's. We're not sure what that means, but it could mean that there will be, because Adidas has now come into play, and byju's, it could be that they are being offered a new deal, or maybe a different sort of sponsorship will be handed to them. Who knows? But this is something that is also being talked about when it comes to sponsorship and media rights. There will be a discussion on who the tour package operator will be for the ICC World Cup 2023, which is right around the corner, which will begin in October this year. Tour package operators are someone who manages the whole team on the setup, venues, everything, management. They manage the whole team and the staff and who will go there, and all of those minute details will be discussed in this meeting. There will also be a discussion on stadium upgradation. Now, this is something that is a huge development once again, because for the 2023 World Cup, 10 venues have been shortlisted, out of which a few will be undergoing major redevelopment when it comes to Wankhede or Delhi, or maybe even Dharamshala for that matter. But this is something that will be talked about. There will be an approval of player contracts for men and women players, which means we will see renewal of contracts. Maybe some players will be dropped, we're not sure, maybe they will be shuffled into the categories which are the A, B, C, A minus, A plus categories, etc. They will also consider any other business which the chairperson may consider necessary to be included in the agenda. Well, that is it for the agenda for the BCCI. To have a quick recap of it, there will be a talk on the policy for retired players for participation in overseas T20 leagues. There will be a discussion on participation of cricket in Asian Games for both men and women. There will be discussions on playing conditions for SMAT, with, to be precise, the impact player rule. There will be an update on sponsorship, on what Byju's will play a role in the upcoming future, and the media rights for BCCI. And also there will be a discussion on the tour package operator for the upcoming World Cup. There will be a discussion on stadium upgradation, an approval of player contracts, and any other agenda that the chairperson feels necessary. Well, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. Always wonderful to be here. Like, share and subscribe to Sports Today. Tap the bell icon and don't forget to